Hello everyone. I am back after the holidays and the craziness of beginning the new year. I had a little studio renovation and that kind of turned my world upside down because I had to shut the studio down for a good week and a half. And while that was nice and lovely, I'm trying to get back into the swing of things. So I thought I would do a little flip through video of my latest finished JIYA journal. And if you don't know what those are, I have a class on the Willa Wanders website, willawanders.com. And it is called Journal Into Your Art. And there are these little journals that I use daily to practice my creativity. And I've made a ton of them over the years. So I have a whole bunch. And I work in them and I write in them every day. I create art. It's a wonderful class. I highly recommend it, not just because it's mine, but because this time of the year is a great time, I feel, for reflection and looking behind you and then looking forward. And so the journals themselves are particularly important to me right now because I get excited about planning the new year. I never care where I finish up at the end of the year. I don't put any pressure on myself, but I like to have hopes and dreams. And so this is the time of the year where I'm starting to think about what I want to bring into my life. And that's kind of where everything sets in these pages this time of year. So I have just finished my fall winter journal. I have another one at the ready, which quite honestly, I had so much fun. This was a more conceptual journal because I really wanted to experiment with some of my more like punkier themes in here. So I was kind of going for a little bit of a look. I don't know that this is going to be my journal going forward to start the new year. I am starting to work in it, so I just did a page in it today somewhere, I think here. But I will decide if this is going to be this season's journal or not. I'm not really sure. It usually takes me about 3 months to fill one up. Sometimes it can take longer. My first one took a year. But yeah. So I'm ready to begin again. And I've just finished this one. So I thought I would share it here. And basically this one, I used some really pretty binding tape from Tina Walker. I think it's Dog's Life is her, A Dog's Life is her Etsy. But really cute, like sticky canvas tape. So inside my colors were mineral, marine, and gilt from the Dina Wakley line, and in the sprays too. So I use sprays on the cover. It's just fast and easy for me. And then, I used a lot of my stencils on these pages. And I wanted to incorporate more metallics for this journal because I don't play with them often, but I do like to kind of integrate them into my art. And so I played with a lot of bronzes and various forms and golds, and maybe even some sparkles are in here, but I had a lot of fun. Here I just elongated some of my stencils from my houses collection. And I really got to start to incorporate some of the newer stencils that I designed. This is the documenting set for these journals specifically, size-wise. Here I used my wave stencil from my organic ocean set, and I made it in gold, which I thought was so fun. And just kind of putting some sparkles into the pages. It was just very magical for me. I played with my washi tape here. I'm hoping to do another batch in the next couple of months. And I use the cutout here. You know, when you cut out your botanical shapes or flowers, I always keep the negative because that can be really good fodder too to glue down. And some of the elements in here too, one of the things that I'm obsessed with is the art of other cultures, the colors that they use. There are things that are very specific to certain parts of the world. So, you know, for this one was kind of very Russian inspired, that part of Europe. She has like a really cool hat. These colors kind of reflect that too, just like the dark blues and everything. And whereas this one, some of these colors reminded me more of something from Japan. Japan uses a lot of geometric shapes in their origami. So, you know, slowly but surely I was weaving the other kind of colors and designs from art from around the world. This is a beautiful border that I created again as part of my journaling stencil set. I, you know, right around the time that I made this journal, I had filmed the class and I wanted to make one with the class, so I made this one. And I also designed some stencil sets to use that kind of fit the pages really well. So my journaling set is the one that really kind of works in here. This is another part of my journaling set. I think this is these two are really cute stencils from Lisa Young. She has these on her website. I can't go over this coffee one. I gotta do this more. So cute. And just kind of playing with the layouts from the class and using up my fodder again, adding sparkles to everything. And I really love to find ways to mix and match all the stencils that I already have, like the trees. How can I use them so that they create a different feel each time? This is a beautiful Stencil Girl stencil. It's one of my favorites. I think it's by Pam Carricker, I think. Just so beautiful. And these are wavy lines. I might have created these with the Dilutions ruler. She has rulers with the curves, so you can do that. And then fun playing with stamps. Sometimes I'm in a phase right now where I'm going into a little bit of an artistic rep because I've taken this huge break. And one of the easiest ways to get inspired or get new ideas is to go through my old journals. Already I'm like, oh, I forgot, I need to use more of my alphabet stamps on my pages. You know, like I need to just go through my books, touch the pages, and then I'm like, oh yeah, I need to do that. This is one of my favorite things. I made a whole bunch of books from the Roxanne Paget version of Fodder School last year. It was probably my favorite lesson, mainly because I'm obsessed with her. And we made these cute books with like stencil cutout. She used a dress cutout. That really resonated with me. And I had so many left over that I love just making them extra. You know, I saved the extra negatives and positives and just use them for future journals. This is another one from my documenting set. She was designed to have these stripes so that you could write on her figure, which I thought was kind of cool. And another checklist, which is on my calendar set. So, you know, every time I design a set, I really am thinking it's something that I want to use in my art and I don't have. So I'm going to make sure that it works for me as an artist as well as, you know, a stencil maker. So I love finding things that I need and then trying to figure out how to make them. This is a cute little flip. This page, all these beautiful images are from Lynn Perella with Paper Artsy. I love, way back when, you know, probably 25 years now or longer. When I first came to art journaling, Lynn Perella was probably one of my favorite artists. She still is, but she was such an inspiration to so many people. So I cannot ever not get her new stamps or anything. I was so excited when I found, because I have the old woodblock ones. To know that she has cling stamps now is just super exciting. Another one of my paper dolls, and using some of my woodland set to kind of set the winter mood. Another little flip. And I love being playful in my journals, finding ways to kind of add little peekaboos and doors. This is supposed to be coral. So again, one of the things that's so fun, this is with my organic ocean set, and it's supposed to kind of look like coral in the ocean, but as a standalone image, it can be a bare tree. It could be the branches of a tree, and then you could add green to that and apples or whatever. I mean, it's just so cool to kind of play with it in different ways. Here's another one I created this one so that the rays, you could write words on the rays. So that's what I did. Again, something I forget to do. I need to go back. And this one I was just playing with using an image. You know, this is the single stencil image. I think this is from my magical garden set. And just doing it over and over to create a border kind of on the bottom. And I added a little bit of gold Uniball Signo pen to it. And immediately, because of the colors that I chose, all of a sudden it changes the tone of this, because it's this dark marine blue and the gold. Now when I look at it, it reminds me of like an Art Nouveau image, like William and Morris wallpaper or something. So it's just so fun to kind of change colors around and make things look different. These are art foamies. There's an alphabet set there by KP, and I love them because they're so broad and you can then use them in doodle. And then these are some Dilutions stamps. Trying to remind myself to use more stamps in my art. And in fact, a lot of this, like this here, this one here, these are all from Darkroom Door. So I still, you know, get stuff from some of the companies that I love, and I always want to kind of incorporate it into my art. I love Darkroom Door. It's just one of my favorite companies. And then I stuck my little mushroom fodder coming out of the envelope. I just thought that was so fun. And here's like a little maple, I think it's maple, one of those seed pots. I always call them helicopters. And then here again, just playing this, my friend Keisha Divini, she's an incredible artist, and she has these art foamies, but she had sent me some of her washi tape, which, oh my gosh, it's so cool. I don't know if she has any more in her site. She's been traveling, but I'll remind her to put some more back up there, because I know she has more of this to sell. So I'll touch base with her and see if she has more. This is part of my Moonlight Serenade release. So I did this a little bit early. This release was really meant to be for my February upcoming release, as my spring release. But I wanted to have something new in the shop just for the holidays. I just thought it would be fun. And this could be festive. Like, I was thinking garden party with this, but then I thought, you know what? This could even be like New Year's Eve. So I popped it in there. And I mean, this is just one of my favorite sets. I had so much fun playing with these. with the moon and the little heron guy, because he could be a heron or he could be a little crow or raven. I just love it. I love it. And the moon, it's just a silhouette, my stencil, but the moon itself is supposed to be reminiscent of, you know, those vintage like 1920s ads. And again, some more paper dolls. I have to play more with these. I'm going to try and do a video where I just play with these new ones. Because I've only used them like with acrylic paint, but I want to try using them with the Stabilo and see what they look like when I do that. So I'm going to try that. And then here are some flowers and a little flower pot that I put the flowers in. But like here, they're white egrets. Like I can't have enough fun with these birds. Like I love them so much. And just the garland too. I've always been a fan of like patio garland, like lights and things like that. It just seems so magical. Here's the moon sleeping, which is great for beginners. Like if you're still kind of new to drawing, you know, you can just do like a simple closed eye. And again, kind of trying to use all the different stencils to create like a little border on the bottom. This is another release from Lisa Young. She's a really cool, I don't know what it's called. I should know. I know it's a winter set and it has mountains and houses and trees. I mean, it is just so cute. So I loved it. I actually did. I'll just skip so I can do them together. I did one the other day. And she's got all these flowers too, which I think are part of the set. So, you know, by just doing it in such a way, I gave it a very Scandinavian look, which again, another kind of art that I love, like all the themes and Scandinavian themes. And I love these moon head people. I made these for the release and I wasn't sure if they were a little weird, and they might be, but I mean, I just think they're so fun. They just remind me of something that you might see in like Carnival or, you know, like in Venice when everybody dresses up and wears the masks or something. I just thought they looked pretty majestic looking. So I love those guys. And then I had to do an all mushroom page. And again, I just love how the gold is so reflective. It just kind of pulls the eye in. And I love this dress. So this was, again, another cast off from my Roxanne Paget lesson when I was taking it. And this here, this shape inspired me for an upcoming set that is coming, where I've got some of these smaller so I can put them on my dresses a little better. I can't wait to share that one with you. This is a Claire Stead stencil. She's Art Journal Love on Instagram and Facebook. This is a beautiful stencil. So you can find that on her website. And then, you know, just more of the journaling lines. This is another darkroom door inspired page. This is her, I think this is the Fearless stamp set. And some of her stencils. These are some for fodder school. I used the really giant one of these to make beautiful flowers. These are the small ones, and then this like another stamp from there, and even like these X's are from the stencils too. And then this is a beautiful silhouette that you may see in the near future. Hint, hint. And just beautiful. I love having, again, like people images or faces or figures, because that's something, again, that's so reflective of a person or a human, me being reflective. So the human image is really important to me. Here's another garland. I did these circles because I just thought people could add whatever they wanted, so I added some glitter. I went through a really big glitter phase this winter. I think because it's been so dreary. We've had nothing but rain for weeks, and like just mild rain, nothing horrible, but it's so gray and rainy and also warm. It's been like 65, which is a little sad because I have sweaters. I want to wear my sweaters. I should. It's winter and it's just not behaving like winter. So more from my journaling stencil sets. Again, like the flowers that I created for those fit the pages perfectly. So another little silhouette that may be coming up. My new obsession with the clothing company. So I have the catalogs, and these catalogs are great for collage fodder. So a lot of people have been talking about these catalogs for years. And then finally, I made the mistake of going to the website to see what it was all about. And it's just been downhill ever since, in a good way. This was a fun one. I was beginning to use all of my calendar, my Artist Almanac calendar pieces. So I took some of those and reused them here in my journal. This was like an Instagram page. These were some cute little stencils that I made for my son's class, where I was teaching the kids how to make stencils, and it went okay. I thought it would be a really simple process, but you'd be surprised. So these were the samples that I used, and so I wanted to put them in my journal just to get them used up. And again, one of my goals this year, so this is the part I get excited about. One of my goals that I've wanted to do for years and years and years was learn how to draw faces. Well, I've definitely gotten better at that. But writing and lettering, I have put off forever, because you have to practice. And I just think sometimes I get intimidated by a lot of practice kind of things. Anyway, Wendy of Willa Wanders is going to be coming up with Love Your Imperfect Letters, a class. And so I'm definitely going to take that. I'm going to be posting a lot. And it's such a great compliment to the JIYA journal that I want to be able to improve my skills. And Wendy's so talented with the lettering. So I'm very excited to get started on that class. And I think this is like the last page. I think I've mentioned in other videos, I always leave some extras for videos or whatever. And also to remind I kind of do it on purpose to remind myself, like, you don't have to finish something for it to be finished. Like, to me, this is pretty close to finished. If I want to go all the way, I can. But I leave these intentionally because I don't ever want to put that pressure on myself. So I just think it's a practical thing to do. Anyway, so that is the flip through for this book. I started this one. I don't know where this book is going to live. Like, if this is going to be more private where I can just go crazy and be weird, which may not be something I want to post on Instagram. I don't know. Or this might be the journal going forward, because I'm starting to really kind of get interested in picking a color palette for the year or the next season, or, you know, for a few months to work with. And now all of a sudden this isn't doing it for me. And also, I just want to say, I chose neon colors, and I don't know if you've worked with like neon colors, especially acrylics, but they're very odd. They don't work the same as other acrylic paints. So when I was posting my video today, I have not experienced this before because I don't usually have like complete neon backgrounds. FYI, it almost is impervious to the paint. I mean, it isn't, it's on there. But when I did what I normally do, it didn't pick up the paint really well. I had to go back over it several times to get it to take the paint. So it's a little different when you're working with it. So just be aware. If you decide to do any kind of neon stuff, it takes some getting used to. So, learning curve. All right, guys. I hope you enjoyed this flip through, and I'll try to keep doing more, of course, going forward, so you can see more examples of what I'm working on. And I hope you have a safe and lovely New Year.